When it comes to measuring distance on the bike, it's either kilometres or kilometres or whatever you want to call them, or good old-fashioned miles. Choose one and you'll sound like a continental dandy. Choose the other though and you'll sound like a workman digging a ditch. In the rain. Here in the UK and in the US, we measure distance in miles. Just about everywhere else in the world though uses kilometres. But just because you come from a particular area, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're tied to the local unit of measurement. Regardless of where you live, if you watch the big races like the Tour de France or the Giro d'Italia on TV, your default unit of measurement will be kilometres. This is obviously because that's the unit the race organisers use. Because cycling has traditionally been a European sport, cycling at all levels in the UK and the US have also adopted kilometres, but with a sneaky little mention of miles now and then. For the record, 1 mile is approximately 1.61 kilometres, or the other way round, 1 kilometre is 0.62 of a mile. If you're used to using one, using the other can be a little confusing, particularly if, like me, you aren't that hot on mental arithmetic. Firstly, there is no right or wrong. If you want to use miles, use miles. I personally like using kilometres when on the bike because it makes sense to me. Not only have I been watching cycling on TV for more years than I care to remember, I've also lived in France and Denmark for a fair while, and I ride over on the continent several times a year. Plus, if truth be told, I just like sounding European. Ho-he-ho. But if you don't share my continental background, what are the advantages of using the metric system? The obvious one is conversions and calculations. Because it's based on the decimal system, it's far easier to multiply and divide by 10 or 100. The other advantage is, well, that's probably the only practical advantage. It does, of course, make you sound like a cyclist when you say that you rode 100 kilometres instead of 62 miles. Luckily these days, all cycling computers and Strava can be set to metric or imperial, so if you want to use a different system, it's as easy as scrolling through a menu and clicking a button. All you have to do then is just get used to your choice. So will your cycling chums judge you for using the metric system? Probably, but then secretly they'll also be just a little bit impressed that you're so continental. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe for my regular weekly upload.